Okay, hello everybody out there. I'm happy that you're looking at my fourth vlog, and this time I'm in a meeting here in Kiev, and I'm using this meeting also to make an interview with Nino Pataraia, who is of the State University, Ilya State University in Georgia, and in 2014 she realized her thesis in Glasgow, I think, Glasgow University, and it's also about social networks. So therefore, I was really interested in what she discovered and how she realized her research. So Nino, you told me that your research was about the ego network, and it was about ego network of academics.
Yeah, and actually I was trying to see how the innovations emerging in academia. So I was looking at individual academics representing different disciplines. So actually I wanted to see where there is a difference in terms of the composition of the networks that they have for their learning, and learning, by learning I mean actually acquiring new ideas.
Yes.
To change their practice or find inspirational ideas for research, so anything related to their academic work. And also I wanted to see whether their advice and support network is kind of different in terms of composition.
Yes.
So I was thinking whether to study the networks of academics of our department or approach it from the personal perspective. But since many academics are very individualistic in terms of their teaching or even research, I decided to approach it from egocentric perspective. So I was simply asking everyone to describe their network that inspires them with new ideas. So they were just giving me an impression of who was the most influential part of their network. So I studied these two separate networks of the same individuals, and what I actually discovered was that their learning network was very dispersed and diverse. And so they had a lot of combination of network members with whom they had strong and weak ties. But for their advice networks, it was, the composition of those networks were very densely connected, so they always went to individuals to acquire some advice who they trusted, who they knew for a long time. But the contribution of the whole study was that I could actually assure that the social networks play an essential role in academia and for academics, because that's actually the source where all their ideas come.
Okay, so the source where all the ideas come from, that was the academics, you say?
Their learning network.
The learning network.
So actually the support network is different because that's where they verify whether they should implement a new idea or whether they should revise it or make any amendments to their practice. So that composition was very different. In support networks.
Okay, so you analyzed these two different networks. And
also what was very interesting to observe was that I had academics representing different disciplines, and I could see that, for instance, academics representing business or engineering, they had very open networks which are more inclined to bring new ideas.
Okay.
But people, for instance, representing arts or similar disciplines, they had more closed networks which are proved to be less inclined to offer innovative ideas.
Okay, so you found one of the results of your research was that especially researchers in different areas also had different networks, and some of them could really profit from these networks, but others networks were just too small to profit it.
And the next stage of my research was that I was interviewing them and asking them to tell me the biggest innovation that they made in their practice, in academic practice. And I could actually compare compare the results of SNA, of their networks, to their actual changes or their actual innovation stories. And I could see that the networks that were open and diverse, they constituted to much more innovative stories in their academic practice. So this was kind of verifying the theory of SNA, which claimed that social networks, if they are open and include very diverse connections, they are more prone to give innovative ideas. So this was kind of verified also by interviews when they for instance, if I give you a very simple example, if they had very close networks.
If I'm listening right, then you say that open networks are more open also for innovation than closed networks.
It's proved by theories and by many empirical studies too. And this actually corresponded to their actual practice because, for instance, in the first stage, I asked them to describe their network. So I analyzed it using personal social network analysis. So I could actually predict whether this type of network is inclined for innovation or not. And then I went for the second stage and asked them to tell me the biggest innovation that they came up with. And then and I realized that the ones who had very close networks, they had very few innovative ideas because they always interacted with the same people. So they were always imposed to the same ideas. And this was kind of verified by their personal stories.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for sharing this information with us, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.